Hmm. Now I'm beginning to see how hard it is to make a video. Um, I don't know. I'm not really good at this. I just started making these video things that I don't know how to do at all. I've uploaded a few already, just talking about random stuff. But the reason why I have this channel, I'm finally thinking that I'm going to start working harder at creating something is because I want to have something to remember. I am just my brain isn't working the way it used to work. I've said before, I think that I am disabled with I have some memory issues. I have depression. I had major depression, my first hospitalization back in '84. And I also have several physical limitations, mobility issues, and I have cataracts that are, they're called senile cataracts. And that doesn't mean that I'm old and I think that I can't see. Senile cataracts are related to age, and I'm 62. I know that's young. I mean, there's plenty of people who are in their 80s and 90s and don't have cataracts, but I do. I developed them when I was 55. And this is after, a whole lifetime of developing illnesses. Um, yeah, this is me and my dad right here. The previous photo was me at Disneyland. And yes, I grew up on an Air Force base in California, partially. This photo is not from an Air Force base in California, but yeah, I spent the first years of my life there. And then from there, we moved to Kansas. And from there, eventually, I moved back to California, then moved back to Kansas, then moved to Tennessee, then moved back to California, where I am now. This is my dad in the Air Force. He was in the Air Force. He was a captain when we were in California, and then he got promoted to major when we moved to Kansas. Um, so yeah, this is him, and yeah, this is my life. And I guess maybe this is what I'm coming here to talk about is, my life, and if I can kind of open up and help other people that have maybe have something in common, because I've gone through my whole life feeling like an alien, like I don't have anything common with anybody. So yeah, it is kind of difficult for me. Um yeah, and being a military brat, I mean, I didn't grow up with the foundation of having a large family or, grandparents or anything around me like that. It was just it was me, my dad, my mom, my brother. And my mom, here she is in her nursing school. She is in the back row, second from the left. Um, yeah, she was a nurse. And this is in Washington, D.C. Yes, we also lived in Washington, D.C. That's actually where I was born. And um, yeah, both my parents have passed away now. They passed away back in the late 90s. And it's hard, because, I was 26 when my mother got severely ill and had a stroke. I was 26 years old. And I I've had so many problems in my life that I couldn't understand what a stroke was, but I had to deal with it. For the next 10 years, we were responsible, me and my dad, for taking care of my mother, and my brother who he wasn't living anywhere near us. He came to help a little bit, but he had his own family trials and tribulations that he couldn't stick around. And I don't know, it's just very, very difficult sometimes to talk about these things. But I have some good memories of my mom. I have some good memories of her being a nurse and um, all the nursing magazines that she had. And I started liking, that's where I started to really get curious about things. But I could never get to the level of being able to, learn really, because I'm learning challenged. Always been learning challenged. And even now, I'm really, this is why I speak the way I speak. My brain is getting even worse. This is my grandmother. This is my dad's mother. Um, yeah, I remember her when we would go to visit her when we were living in California and we would go to visit her away in Tennessee. Um, I see my parents were a lot older than I was. And of course, my grandmother was born in the early 1900s. And my parents were also born in the late 20s, the 1920s. So, my the, the things that I learned were from people that were quite a bit older than me, and the things that they experienced in life were quite a bit different than what I experienced as being a child born in the 60s. My grandmother had a small house, and at first they had just an outhouse. So that's when I learned. You know what, as a child, it wasn't anything that big of a deal to me, to be honest. I mean, you want to go to the bathroom, you go outside and use it. Hey, whatever. And there we were coming from, California to, where we had a 3 bedroom, 2 bath home, on the base because he was an officer. Now, here's my grandfather. He lived in Indiana. My dad's parents were not married, and I'm telling you, this was a thing that people think that it's just recently, just lately years, people didn't get married. Hey, back then it was just the same. People didn't get married. People, it's human nature. It is human nature. Okay. And, some of us didn't come from those stable childhoods. My childhood was somewhat stable, but then it wasn't because, again, military, no family foundation really. I never lived around my own people. All the places where I lived, I've never lived in any sort of black neighborhood. Um, the closest I came to living in black neighborhoods was probably when I graduated and left home and returned to California. And um, even when I first got there, I was living in the valley. And it wasn't till later that I moved to a kind of a black neighborhood, but that one wasn't even, I mean, it was off La Cienega and Venice, which is, like a little small area of lower income people, but not even everybody there was black. I mean, it was a mixed neighborhood. So I've never experienced, like, I've never lived in Compton. I've never lived in, like, Watts or anything like that. Even when we lived in Kansas, we did not live in the black neighborhood. And this is me. This is me on, I have my dad's chubby cheeks. And yeah, I forgot this video. I was supposed to be talking about hair too, and why I have this hair, and why I've always wondered why I have this hair. I mean, I had a bunch of it when I was a kid, And I remember here in California, there were women, I guess my mom's friends at the time were, they wanted my mom to do something about my hair because that's what way it was. It was wavy and poofy, and they wanted my mom to press my hair or put things on it, and it ended up ruining my hair as a child. And I think that's how a lot of us end up getting ruined hair because we get our moms have friends who want everybody to look like celebrities, have the perfect hair. And not only that, in the society we live in, they want us to match the people whose hair we don't have hair like. So, you know, this is how I would wear my hair. I would wear it in a ponytail when once I got older. This is what I was doing. And of course, that wasn't good for it either, I know, but really, I've never been able to do much with this stuff anyhow. I mean, I would press it. I remember I colored it, and that totally messed it up. But anything I would do with my hair, it looked like a kid. You know, I can't. My hair will never go into a fro. I can't. I cut it off before, and guess what? It's so thin, and I know it is thick once it gets, dry and everything. Um, yeah, see, this is it. This is how what my hair does. It just really, really poofs up. And I'm not going to shave my hair off again. I mean, I should have never shaved it off. Um, yeah, this is the way my hair is now. Um, I had shaved it off. I think it was back in 2009. And this is a more recent picture. I guess this is 2019 and 20. Um, I let it grow back because having my shaving my hair down, my head wouldn't cooperate with that because I sweat in my head. So that looked horrible. I didn't have anything to actually catch the sweat when I had short hair. And it just did not look good at all. So I am actually better off just letting my hair grow. And so, yeah, right now, this is the way my hair is. But of course, you know, I am losing my hair in the front, all of my hair in the front. And I know that's because I've worn wigs and because of all the other stuff. I never really wore extensions but once, but I know, the wearing wigs has caused my hair to wear away all around the edges and the top. And that's why I can't really even wear my hair because I actually look pretty bald in the front, like a lot of us do. And I'm at the age where my hair isn't gonna grow back. Yeah, this is my hair. This is when my hair started really thin. And it's thin anyway. If I press my hair, it's so thin. And around the edges and around the forehead. I mean, I have in the front, I have half of that hair. Most of my forehead is gone. And it's sad that it is. And I don't know, when I look at this particular picture of myself, um, my posture is also really bad. But that's from I have really I have pain in my neck. I have bad joints, and I have a spinal trouble, and my neck uh, is I have a lot of pain. I can't turn my head to the left or the right without extreme pain. And so that causes me to kind of hump over. And it's just, I, I don't know. I want to feel better. I do, but I don't know exactly what to do. Um, yeah, well, anyhow, I guess, this is the cue that this is about the end of the video. This is all that I have to say, and this is the lovely place near where I live, and at least I can go there and look at the ocean and have some memories. And again, thank you for watching my channel. Take care of yourselves.